as we're live, I don't even know what your question was.
I said simply, oh, so you put all these images up there, you can tell because they're not even.
Oh
And
yeah,
you were like, no, I took this from the page.
That was the question. Nah, man, I did this.
Yeah, you can tell because it's like, why?
Because you know what? Because I tried and I felt that it was good for me, and that's all that matters. There go Manny. There you go. Go ahead. You can put them up there. I didn't want to have them up there, Manny. I didn't want them.
There was a highlight there, Eric. Those were the most shocking bits of the draft.
Well, I mean, those are the only thing. No, it really wasn't. Welcome back to the Sharpshooters podcast. I'm Eric.
I'm Lord Manny Hayes.
And I am the person that knows the meaning behind the term MFT, Marcus the Grand Finale.
What's the meaning behind MFT?
Haha, only me and Solo is going to explain it.
Okay.
You got to wait for Solo.
Well, as we point out in the chat room, everybody here, Manny was first, I was second, and Jimmy was third.
That's
Marcus,
bullshit!
I don't know what happened, Marcus. What happened to you?
That's bullshit, Jimmy. You know it. You know I was here.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, so much to talk about. You know, the draft took place, so WWE is now reshaping the structure of their roster because, you know, of many things. No, not really. I mean, people kind of stayed where they were at. I think at this point, the only thing the draft does at this point is call people up from the NXT roster in a more organized way. Manny, would you agree with that statement?
Well, no. I don't understand the point of Nick Aldis going out his way to make these massive signings only to lose Braun Breaker in the draft to Raw. It doesn't make sense.
Maybe he was hurting Adam Pearce's salary cap by doing that. Now you're getting overpaid. I ain't taking you.
So, Marcus, how did you like how Smackdown started off, though? It started off with Cody and AJ doing their contract signing for Backlash, and then it transitions to Cody being on stage with Triple H announcing the draft picks. Did you think that it should have been a little bit more space in between that, or was it okay?
I thought there should have been more action within the first 30 to 40 minutes of the show because it was nothing happening. And I would say this for most of the show. Nothing really happened on the show because you start with the first 30 minutes of AJ and Cody, and they just have a friendly discussion between two Georgia boys.
Who
have never touched each other before.
Two former NWA champions, Daddy.
And you know what? It means a lot to them. And AJ went to the Dusty Well, got choked up by it. I didn't think that was coming. And then it was like, all right, gentlemen, we're done here. We're done. No table flips. Extra microphones.
There was no indication that it would be a table flip. It was too much respect and too much happiness for me for any type of contract signing.
Fuck all that.
Especially for a PLE called Backlash. Backlash is supposed to be revenge.
Tables, right? That didn't make sense. I was so confused by the two tables.
Yeah, I'm about to say I was going to say they had a COVID contract signing in which they were so far apart that, you know what, maybe they weren't going to do it.
The best thing about the contract sign was probably Corey Graves' suit, because the suit was nice. I mean, I can see myself wearing that. Manny, did you want some type of violence to take place between the two Georgia boys?
No, because every contract signing recently has involved violence, and I think it was nice to have a little break from the violence in the contract signing. Just like we got the violence in NXT between Lola Vice and Natty.
Okay, Manny, we're gonna table that. We're gonna table that because I need to discuss that because that was a moment.
We have so many unbroken tables around the ring. I guess we can table stuff right now because AJ and Cody didn't do anything. But I guess it's nice for Cody not to have a personal feud. But I'm assuming this is going to turn personal.
Yeah, but
Backlash.
I actually
mentioned his dad. It wasn't personal.
It wasn't personal. He just brought him up as a positive light, and Cody was like, "You right." He's like, yeah, I know. We're best friends. Fuck LA Knight. Yeah.
Although the draft did not officially start the show, the draft did start the show because Paul Heyman dropped a spoiler that Roman Reigns took his name out of any consideration to be drafted. He said, no, I'm not going to be drafted. Manny, do you feel like Roman has that power to say, yeah, I ain't taking me today. I show up where I want to show up when I want to show up?
Yeah, because you don't even know when this man's going to re-show up.
but
I couldn't draft Roman out of the safety, I don't know where he's at.
But the thing that I thought was funny is that Paul said that he withdrew because he actually didn't know when he was coming back, and he didn't want them to waste a draft pick on him. I was like, wow, Roman is so considerate in his defeat. But yeah. I thought it was funny.
Would you draft Roman? Is Roman the number one pick?
Yeah, you gotta take Roman in this situation.
If he was contracted to come to work, sure. At this moment, he's in limbo.
You gotta, can we get
put your Kevin Costner hat on, Eric? Put your Kevin Costner hat on. You drafted Roman on if you were the SmackDown general manager. Roman, your number one pick.
Well, once they added the stipulation that
answer the question, my God.
Well, no, I said once they established that champions were untouched, I believe the note that my father left me, it did say draft Roman Reigns. I believe that's what the note said. Under note, make sure I draft that man.
That wasn't a note from his father. That was a note he wrote.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I had a different way. So, overall, the first pick by SmackDown, Nick Aldis, not Braun Breaker, the person who he signed. He took Bianca Belair. I mean, it's a good pick. I mean, Nick Aldis like black people. Marcus, this pick, Bianca, would she been your number one pick, Marcus, knowing that the tribal chief is off of the roster?
Of the eligible draft picks, because Rhea Ripley, I guess, wasn't eligible today. And I don't know who was eligible and who wasn't. I'm sure they had a list on WWE.com.
No, they gave you a pool.
Okay. Bianca would be in my top consideration, but however, I would have considered taking Breaker or Mello just in case if I had a chance to take those people.
But Marcus, let me just point out. Let me give you a little bit into Nick Aldis thing. He knows. Nick Aldis knows what's going on in Raw with Rhea being hurt. So he knew he could have lost his number one thing with that next pick if he didn't take Bianca. So, Manny, I understood what Nick did in the situation. I know you don't agree with Nick all the time, but with Rhea being out, couldn't you see him taking Bianca to help fill the void?
I would say it's smart, but then there's also other people he could potentially lose at the same vein. But retaining Bianca is probably the highlight, which means that the Bobby Lashley and his gang are gonna be brought along to SmackDown.
Now, Manny,
I couldn't actually remember what they were called.
Thugs, Manny, thugs.
Manny, now I ask you this question though, because I know you cannot give me a honest and critique Nick Aldis correctly, but I know you can with Scrap Daddy. His number one pick was Jey Uso. I didn't like that pick. I think it was
why? If he's eligible and he's popular. And he's popular, you take him.
You could have took the former champion Seth Rollins first.
No, because he's injured and he has back issues and all types of problems.
He took him number two, though.
He took him number two.
Yeah, let me tell you this. The reason why you take Jey Uso is the same reason Nick Aldis probably should have took AJ Styles. If AJ is to beat Cody Rhodes, you no longer have a champion.
And then the first NXT surprise, Carmelo Hayes taking number 2 by SmackDown. I mean, Wade Barrett made this a big deal. Carmelo comes out, looks at Cody, and he already got himself in the main event. So Carmelo didn't even stay with the other NXT cronies because he knew he was being called up. Someone called him beforehand, told him to wear his best suit, that he was going to be drafted by SmackDown.
You know what? He belonged. Every time he's appeared on the show, he belonged.
He does. He fits right in too well. But I still think he's a 4th round pick in my opinion. I don't think I'm making money on this little man. Yes, he had the gall to walk up to Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion. But Cody, who isn't that man of high stature himself in height, towers over Carmelo. It was like drafting Adam Cole in the 1st round. I can't get a short quarterback. Marcus,
don't disrespect Carmelo Hayes by comparing him to Adam Cole.
He does have a better physique, and
I'm sorry, Marcus.
He's that's more athletic than Adam Cole.
I mean, when Carmelo look in the mirror, he does not see Drew McIntyre. He does not see that.
No, he see Trick Williams.
And for the record, Kane, the show was not recorded in my garage. It was recorded in my bedroom. And then Jimmy talk about it brings back.
Wait, those first videos was a bedroom. That looked like a garage.
That is the garage.
The garage was later on when we moved away from the house. That was like studio number 3.
Yeah, but for the video, the garage was a garage. Just to clear it out, it was used for multiple reasons, and I thought it was a very good use for a garage.
Since we are talking about video, I shall segue. Marcus, explain to me, why did Santos wait for the match to conclude before he showed the evidence of what Carlito did? And then Carlito had to be concerned that the evidence was going to go. I think the best thing about the beatdown is when he came back down and checked on the man after he whooped his ass. I enjoyed that. So...
Well, no, my whole thing with this video and backstage footage, I would like to say, I would like to give a strike to La Madrina right away.
No,
because
don't you ever go back to La Madrina. Don't ever strike her. She put in the work.
No,
she's a good
Manny.
She's one of the best.
How many weeks ago was WrestleMania? How many weeks ago was this?
You know how hard it is to get security footage, Marcus?
How many weeks ago? TMZ would have had that in an hour.
No, Marcus. It's hard to get security footage. It's also hard to authenticate security footage.
They said she had to track it down. It wouldn't be that hard to authenticate. That's Carlito's afro. Who else could that be?
No, to get the footage though, Marcus. They remember that took place in another state, and she had to call all her connections to get that footage. And Marcus, most
had to track this down. She could have just drove there.
Most surveillance footage is deleted within 24 hours to save space. So you have to track while the iron is hot. So she probably had to send that footage to an expert, who had to undelete the footage and put it out there.
Not a crime.
Just saying.
That was a crime. Crime ain't deleted.
Marcus, there's multiple crimes that happen every time in wrestling. You expect them to keep all footage?
Yeah, for wrestling, when the circus is in town, I'm keeping all the backstage footage. That's why CM Punk's footage, I don't know why it took 9 months for that to come out, but it should have came out just like this, where we could be like, oh, Carlito's a piece of shit. So we can also go with, CM Punk is a piece of shit. Attacking little old wee Jack Perry.
If Carlito didn't attack immediately after that video, we could have played the who could have done it, because that could have been Naomi with her hair out.
I also want to point out though,
that could not have been.
Carlito still checked on Dragon Lee.
I was looking. You can look at that ass and be like, "That ain't no night."
but once the
look at that here,
I just love once the gig was up, Carlito still didn't like no Dragon Lee. He whooped his ass again.
Well, yeah, he was like, Ray, fuck it.
the only thing that I said for myself though, I was like, damn. La Madrina, why did you solve this case? Because now technically your crew have absolutely nothing to do now because you're not feuding with the LWO no more.
Well, I believe this is the end. This is the end. I believe they're going on separate shows.
Oh, you're right.
La Madrina wanted just to end a cold case. That was what La Madrina was doing.
I just feel like we could have got it a long time ago. We could have got
Manny.
Did we ever get the Trick Mello footage?
No. So Manny, I have a question for you.
Manny,
if you were Nick Aldis and you thought that it was a possibility that you were going to lose Braun Breaker in the next draft segment, would you have put him in a more prolific match instead of having him face Cedric Alexander, who is now eligible to be drafted on Monday?
No, I would have left that because it's just like you need Braun Breaker to destroy people. It just so happens Cedric was the victim this week.
Yeah.
Marcus, we had Tiffany Stratton in the back, Marcus. Come to find out that Bayley made a match where she fights Naomi for the number one contender. I mean, I guess this segment had to happen, but I guess it led to the draft.
It's a no strike. I wish I lived in a world where I could fuck up somebody's whole life and they still get a chance to get that promotion. I'm just saying. Like, that's what happened here.
Marcus.
Let's say Manny got a promotion at his job or whatever, and I decided to hit Manny in the back of the head of a chair, so he missed his first day at work, and everybody's like, what happened to Manny? And then Manny goes, Marcus hit me in the back of the head with a chair and cost me my promotion. He cost me my first day at work. Marcus, you want to settle this? You guys fight it out, and the winner gets the promotion at the end of the day. That's what happened here. Why is she being rewarded?
The will would have made his way to work, even if he was hit with a chair, whether he was crawling.
Marcus,
that means I got to do more damage. Manny, I'm going for your ankles then. I'm going to hit your chair, and I'm going to do the chair to the ankle, and then I'm going to have to jump on it with the elbow. Okay?
Marcus, what you're going to see is me coming down like Mick Foley down a ramp on a bed, on a hospital bed,
You gonna make me do drastic measures. Now, Manny, I gotta do drastic measures.
I
now I gotta drive drunk and crash into a tree.
Okay,
and then get you in it.
Mark, I have 2 questions for you. Clear this up for you.
How dare you?
I have 2 questions to clear this up for you, Marcus. Are you ready for this? That will answer your question that you asked. Marcus,
go ahead.
What nationality is Tiffany Stratton?
I believe she's of Caucasian descent, Eric.
Marcus, what nationality is Naomi?
I believe she's of the black.
Yes, that answers your question. That's what it happens all the time, buddy. It happens all the time.
No, but she's a part of the bloodline.
If you're asking about nationalities, they're both American. You're doing this wrong.
Man, well, I guess you're right. Race. It should have been race. You're right. I forget. But so we get the draft segment.
What country are you from, Black?
SmackDown.
Country of black. It feels like that though.
Nick Aldis makes a bust. He takes LA Knight. Monday Night Raw follows that buzz with Triple H's boy Ricochet. I'm like, that's a really high pick right there.
Hey, that's the WWE Speed Champion, right? You're talking about, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Manny, now I put more weight on the what you call it? What's the scepter of the King of the Ring than I do that Speed title. Just the scepter.
Okay.
You don't even have to be called king.
Right, well, I raise you. The FTW title held by Chris Jericho or Ricochet with the Speed title.
How about this? I raise you the Kama the Supreme Fight Machine melting of the earth into a chain is more valuable than the Speed title.
So Manny, since you brought up the FTW title, let's just point out something because it's not a recognized title. There's absolutely no record book documenting whoever the champion has been or will be. There's no documentation. It's just people.
It's called Wikipedia. My friend is called Wikipedia.
Manny, technically, how that title is, if you go and take a picture with the FTW title and post it online, 20 years from now, you can be like, I was an FTW champion, and no one can dispute that you wasn't because there's no documentation saying that you wasn't.
It's not recognized. It's not recognized.
Speaking of not being recognized, I did enjoy when Solo and Tama showed up and was questioned why they hadn't been drafted yet. and I thought that.
Do you know what that means, Marcus?
I know what it means.
I know what it means.
What does it mean?
Okay.
Motherfucking try.
What? My motherfucking try? That is a wrong answer.
What does it mean then?
I'm not telling you. Only me and Solo know.
He doesn't know either. But
acknowledge my tribal chief Solo Sikoa.
But I will point out though that Paul Heyman's explanation of why they hadn't been drafted about them being a tad bit unstable and nobody really knowing what they're getting with the new bloodline. I kind of felt that's what a scout would say. Hey, we don't really know what he's about. He didn't show up for the combine, but he has all the intangibles, but we just don't know. This might be a risk to take this pick this high. However, SmackDown took Solo and Tama.
But what members? What members are we getting though?
They said Solo, ridiculous. Tama, and Paul.
I know. Once that's revealed, you go, oh, so I don't get Jimmy? I don't get Sammy and Jay?
Jumped out, Marcus. Marcus, I have a feeling Jimmy's going to fall to the supplemental draft, Marcus. He's falling to the supplemental. He's going back to Raw with Jay. And then Fat Sheamus got picked by Raw. Despite what he looked like, they know the potential that he can get back in shape. Although he was eating burger after burger after burger, he's going to be all right. He can get back. I'm okay with Sheamus being at 5. My question is the IC title still on Monday Night Raw, correct, right?
Yeah, all the titles remain where they at.
And that's where I need Sheamus to be so he can finally conclude his Grand Slam. He does not have the IC title. He needs it.
Finish the story, Sheamus.
Finish the story.
Now, here's the question, though. Would you rather see Sheamus win the IC title, or would you rather see him win the NXT title and beat up some kids?
I want the IC title. I want the story to be finished, Marcus. Because
I'm down to see him beat up some kids in NXT.
I already know who Trick is going to fight, and it makes perfect sense to me who his next opponent's going to be.
If you say to Don, I'm gonna come over there and break your glasses.
What happened?
If you say to Don, I'm coming over.
No, it's not going to be Don. It's going to be Karrion Kross. Perfect person for the fight. Karrion Kross is solid in the ring, can carry Trick a little bit.
No, he can't.
And at the top of it, Trick can beat him.
Carry himself in the ring.
Hey, there's nobody else.
Carry a chair in the ring.
But he's gonna carry that match. That's who it's gonna be. Karrion Kross. He already said his little package.
He carry a flag in the ring if he was doing a flag match.
So
give me this for Karrion Kross.
That's what it's gonna be.
You've seen his mustache. You've seen the way that man look.
Oh, I'm sorry. I knew I skipped something. Belair and Jade Cargill had
Paul Ellering. Get him out.
Manny, how did you feel about the stare off between Belair and Cargill and the Kabuki Warriors that was kind of just interrupted because Solo decided to beat up Kevin Owens and then Randy Orton came out for the save?
It meant nothing. Like this and the WWE Women's Tag Team titles mean nothing. I put more stock in the Speed title than the Women's title.
So, Manny, if you had a chance to throw something on Redacted's table, a belt, is it the Speed title or the Women's Tag Team title? Are you throwing the Women's Tag Team title?
For history purposes.
Like, you're not the only one.
Despite Lexus being good this week, he's not ready for the title. He's not ready for the title.
Oh, so we've just answered the question.
Oh, we're just jumping ahead.
Is good this week.
You just ruined the drama. I like asking you the question and building up the suspense.
Okay, but I'll give you the answer to justify my reason why he was good. Because Marcus, I'll let you know he was close to being bad this week because I saw him in the combine when he was potential to be drafted. I didn't like his outfit, but I can explain to you when we get to the moment why I felt that he was good this week.
Wait, so he had 2 segments on NXT, and you were ready to go bad Lexus King.
No.
He was
Ed watches it backwards, man.
Because I didn't watch NXT first. I had not watched NXT to today. I saw only Lexus inside the draft room, and I was upset with his outfit. I was very upset with them ripped jeans and the red shirt. I said no. But considering that I saw his work that he had prior to the week, I'm sorry, when you give somebody a farewell basket and then afterwards you try to become their tag team partner because this man likes to tag with second generational wrestlers, I felt that was good Lexus King. And, he's a little bit out of shape, but him and Baron had a solid match. It was all right. Anyway.
Aaron Corbin's also been drafted to SmackDown.
He was?
Yeah, they had a supplemental draft.
Eric.
You didn't get the draft?
I didn't get the
Do your research.
Oh, come on, man.
I gotta pull up the summary. So Tiffany Stratton, Naomi fought, and then, God damn it, Naomi's own bloodline sister from the other side of the bloodline attacks her and attacks everybody. Which I would like to know.
This is the side of the tree that The Rock kind of acknowledged in his family tree, but neither one are technically connected to the side. So I don't know how they stand on this family violence within the bloodline family. I don't know how Tamatonga, the MFT, and Solo is going to handle this.
They need to stop wearing dress shoes to the ring.
I would team them up to go after the Cargill and Bianca Belair, to be honest. I take them out early.
I think Bayley versus Nia Jax should be a good program. I think it should be really entertaining. Give Bayley a solid win over Nia Jax in this situation.
You think she's going to win?
Yeah.
No, I think Nia Jax is the muscle for Tiffany Stratton.
Really? I think Tiffany Stratton going to Raw. Yeah, I think she's going to Raw on Monday.
And she can fight Becky and say toodles to everybody on SmackDown.
So, Marcus, I ask a question to you. Are the Street Profits being broken up in the draft? Because once I saw Dawkins not wearing any proper clothing attire, wearing that number 6, I said his ass got to go.
No,
even
I believe
B-Fab dressed up.
No, I believe the Pride is going to be drafted together, and they're going to stay on SmackDown because
I thought they were the Power.
No, they're the Pride, and the reason you know this is because they never split up couples. Bianca's always is already on SmackDown, which means
but they could split up the Pride and put Dawkins. Yeah, Dawkins on Raw.
I don't think they split up the Pride. I don't think SmackDown's gonna say they took it Montez forward. That would have to. That would be the thing. They say we're just taking forward, and then the Pride breaks up. But I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's happening.
I mean, I would love them to go. We're taking the Pride, except B-Fab. Because when she spoke, I was like, "Oh no, Manny,
you really give her a hard time for no reason. She ain't as bad.
I'm telling you, she's better than La Madrina.
Now, why you gotta go disrespect La Madrina? Like that? She ain't do nothing.
La Madrina has a purpose.
Does nothing.
La Madrina, if you were doing a heist, is your guy in the chair.
She's an earner. That's all she can do. She can earn money, but she can't do anything in wrestling. She has no reason to be on wrestling TV.
So the last segment of the draft that was on TV, you had SmackDown taking AJ Styles at number 6. Then
That's
you
a bad
had
pick. Why was he so late?
not as bad as Adam Scrap Daddy would taking his number 6 pick, taking Chad Gable in the Alpha Academy. I'll understand that one. The SmackDown takes Andrade, which means Charlotte is going to SmackDown, and then Raw takes Kiana James, which was another surprise. That she was not ready for this one. She showed up in her white boots and she didn't know she was being drafted.
I didn't think she was ready. I thought they were going to continue with this mean girl thing they were doing on NXT and putting them all together.
Well, I believe on Raw, I think it's a crime that JC Jane isn't caught up before Kiana James. And I believe that JC is probably getting caught up.
Yeah,
I think this the final feud with her and Thea. They're going to have their last match on Tuesday, and JC's going to be done. I think that her Mean Girl group, although I think Izzy Dave will be by herself in NXT, I think that may benefit her, though.
Well, they got too much talent there. Like even just seeing Paxley on NXT this week, I was like,
I will talk about NXT when the time comes, Manny. Do not spoil me.
You already talked about Alexis King. This is all ruined. This is all ruined.
You come on Tuesday and Thursday and derail shit. I do whatever I want on Saturday, Manny, because it is my day off from hosting.
Manny, you know what? That is fair. That is very fair. Continue to do what you want to do. Yeah, that's very fair.
No. Can we please get to the end of SmackDown? Can we just get to the end of the show? SmackDown wasn't a good show.
It was
It wasn't.
But it was a draft show. I mean, they gave you the stars. You got to see Michelle McCool. You got to see Tori Wilson. You got to see Teddy Long make a tag match. JBL showed up. You got the Dudleys be together. I don't know when the last time they've been in the room together with each other because I thought they had beef with each other. But who knows?
They ended their beef like last year.
Oh, okay. Then you had like a main event where Cody went against Carmelo, and they've been wrestling because Carmelo is one of the people that helped Cody get back in shape. So they have a solid chemistry. I don't know how I felt about Carmelo losing that way.
CM Punk in shape.
Yeah. I mean, like it's interesting to see where Carmelo falls in on the roster, but you go from there.
I did not like this show at all. I mean, I thought the main event was fine. It was a solid match. Although it did, but I don't know what happened at the end there.
Yeah, that deserved the strike. That dueling springboard, that deserved the strike. Because Cody could have popped his shoulder and we would have been out a WWE champion. That was a dumb spot to be doing.
I don't know what they were going for. Were they going for a springboard? He was going for his clothesline Cody cutter and Melo went too fast, or did Cody go too slow, or were they supposed to do double cross body? What was supposed to happen there?
I don't know what was meant to happen. I think it was supposed to be similar to, do you remember that Royal Rumble spot where Logan Paul and Ricochet just collided in the middle when they both did it from the outside? I think they were probably going for that, but then it just didn't happen because Melo went too early. Cody went late. It was a dumb spot to be doing.
Can I ask you guys a question? Because I read something that Wade Keller said. He said that he did not like the involvement of NXT in the draft for the simple reason that he feels because of the whole championship stipulation, it punishes the champion from being called up to the main roster because they are a champion. Do you think that is fair to NXT talent? Be like, because I can't go get my big payday.
NXT. I don't think that's part of NXT. I think it's mostly for the WWE main roster titles. The only one that can be drafted is the women's because that goes between brands.
No, I thought they said Trick was protected.
No, so champions are protected in your on the main roster. I think NXT you could still be drafted because when Ilja had the title, he said he was eligible. When he had that match with Nakamura on Raw, when they announced the draft, he was still NXT champion and Ilja announced himself for the draft.
So you're telling me Roxanne Perez still has a chance to be drafted?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what he said. I was under the impression, like Eric, that I'm assuming Wade Keller, that the champions are protected no matter what.
Because Manny, the only title that isn't protected is the women's tag team titles. Because, like, for instance, if Asuka and Kairi were drafted to Raw, it doesn't matter because you have that title. You can go to either brand. So they are technically drafted to Raw. The title because it's not attached to a brand goes side to side.
Manny, you so eloquently added all the supplemental draft picks. Would you mind announcing those draft picks for the
before we go further?
audio
I
listeners?
just want to add one thing about the champions and all that. I think the draft should just be NXT wrestlers anyway. I don't think we should have main roster people. And there can be deals. If you want to switch it up a little bit, you can make trades. But that's all I think. It should just be the NXT roster getting caught up. It shouldn't be anything else other than that. And
yeah, I agree.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like they need to emphasize the point of a trade. They should have like a trade deadline, a phony trade deadline where you're making alterations to your thing. That's how it should work.
I can see that that you just pull everybody. Like maybe you can take one swap from another show, but everybody else has to come from NXT. That's just like it makes sense. But overall, I mean, the episode did what it needed to do. I mean, they were telling the story. It was not better than NXT. I liked NXT this week. I'm going
to say it this way. And you know what? As much as I dragged AEW, I'm going to say AEW had a better show than SmackDown this week.
I disagree.
I don't care.
Did you watch?
I don't care.
I watched enough. I watched enough of it, and I said I don't care anymore. I stopped.
How much audio did you get to when you were like,
Manny, you appreciate what I said. I just can't take this shit anymore because I agree with you wholeheartedly.
No, I can agree with that. I would understand anybody walking out on that AEW right away.
Manny, I'm telling you this right now. I know Maurice didn't like what you said. I have nothing against Willow, but I don't need her to be on the microphone either. I just don't.
No, he took offense. He took offense at the catfish joke I made. He didn't take offense of anything else I said on that.
I take offense. I'm taking offense to that joke too, because Manny, I'm taking Willow over Mercedes any day of the week.
Yeah,
Mercedes is high maintenance.
Yeah.
I think Willow's cuter, and you know what? A thick woman don't hurt nobody. I feel like there would be so much trauma.
Yes,
you trying to be with Mercedes and all hurt issues.
Yes, but I was more referring to the joke of women will out there catfishing men, saying I look like this when it's taken from an angle from up here, and they.
Oh, that's what you said. Oh, you ain't shit.
That's what I meant.
You ain't shit.
That's what I meant.
But the thing about
I know what he meant.
Tony could have saved a lot of money and not signed Mercedes and just kept Willow. I think Willow is more money, make more money for him anyway. But that's just me.
Eric, Tony's not in that business. He's not in that business.
So before we go
good
to
matches
whatever,
and nobody seeing them.
That man out there wanted to be Pepsi.
JK Switch says, "Good morning, evening. May the Hulk Hogan have 30,000 on the Magic Series and they lose. And congrats to Manny and Marcus for your teams winning a playoff game." Eric, I'm sorry. You know what? I told Marcus today I would be happy if we lost again today if we were going there without a coach because we ain't got a coach anyway.
Hold on, Eric. Hold on. Eric, I didn't know if you knew this. I was doing the show like Darvin Ham today. I was doing my ears, got my hand in my pockets.
Mark, you wasn't gonna make any adjustments? None whatsoever?
Not gonna do anything.
Manny,
but I will bitch D-Lo.
Can you beat D-Lo in the corner just eating whatever you doing in the corner where everybody else does? What the fuck? What the fuck?
I want to say the Lakers are the saddest team in the playoffs I've ever seen in my life. This is absolutely sad.
I'm sorry about last night for you also. I don't know what the hell Dallas was on last night.
No, the Clippers had a bad game. Paul George, Kawhi, they had a bad game, and it's fine. The Dallas did their business at their home on the first game, just like we did our business in our first game. So, but on this Sunday,
Jimmy, for the record,
we're going hard.
For the record, Bubba Ray stole that from Marcus. That was Marcus' take first because Marcus got mad at me and said Bubba Ray stole that take from him. But I
was so upset when Eric was like, Bubba Ray said, I was like, what he say? And I was like, no, that's exactly what I said.
But Jimmy, when I read his take, I was like, that's right. I don't understand why they didn't make a bigger deal about Swerve being the new champion. I mean, it was such a moment. It was something that I was ready to tune in to see what he was going to say after becoming champion. But instead, I got a match. And I was like, I got a match, and Moxley got a match against Hobbs. I was like, it made absolutely no sense to me. None.
Yeah, you got a match with Kyle Fletcher.
Need it. He made a big deal of being the first black champion in AEW. Yes. And I feel like you ride that momentum.
Yeah. He deserved to have his celebration because he celebrated when he beat Hangman up and he had a celebration in the ring. So the fact that he didn't even have a celebration for the biggest thing of his life, and then and they even try to make the wrong by having a celebration next week, it seems forced.
Too late.
It seems forced.
Hold on. The thing is, I don't need a celebration. I don't need balloons or confetti.
I need a promo.
I didn't need that. All I needed was some words. when Samoa Joe won the title or retained the title, I believe he ended up going to vacation or something in London, Manny. I believe it's correct.
Yeah,
and he had
London for New
a
Year's.
segment after the match where he was interviewed. Was like, "I'm the champ and all that, and I'll see you guys next week because I won't be there next week." That's all I needed. I need a backstage segment of Swerve, talking. He had a dope recreation of the Kobe picture that they did not show on TV.
3 weeks ago, we got a fucking useless promo from Adam Copeland explaining why he's happy to be in AEW and how everything, like, I'm just saying, I just felt that it was extremely disrespectful, in my opinion. I thought it was also disrespectful to the IWGP title of having Hobbs fight for a title. He has no inclination of ever going to Japan, even if he would have won that battle. Like, it just felt like we're putting Hobbs on the chopping block for no reason.
If I won the IWGP title, I do the same thing, John Myers. If you want this title back, you got to send Ishii to beat me for it, because that's the only way you getting it back. That's the only way you getting it back.
You got to know Ishii ain't winning. Ishii ain't going to America on American soil to lose, to win. I mean, when's that man ever won on American soil?
And then, like,
I think he got one in a tag match somewhere in 1995.
He's lucky he isn't rejected the moment he lands in America and passport control.
And since we're talking about out of place Japanese people, Okada looks so out of place in this whole segment with the new elite and stuff like that. I'm just looking like, this is what you are paying Okada $5 million.
He's too tall. One, he's too tall. Let's forget the obvious that he's Japanese. One, he is too tall for that group.
I'm just like, you really think that this new version of the elite is what's going to drive you? Like, as someone said, this was one of the most least impressive faction. I was like, until you compare it to the Undisputed Era, but it's still pretty bad. Like, it's just, I'm just like, what is this? What was that? And like, I could care less about Tony. Marcus, your prophecy came right. He made it. He's an old camera talent. He took some time.
It took some time. And you know what? I'm less negative on him being attacked than I thought I would be. I just don't want to see any more of him as a character. I don't know what they're gonna do with Dynamite now that he showed up at the draft. Mr. D'Lo Brown at the fucking draft.
I did like that annoying guy on the Pat McAfee lineup with the annoying voice. You can't just keep moving your neck like that.
Yeah, when they broke it down. But you know what? Shots to Tony for trying to keep kayfabe alive. But
you should have had the one. You should have had the one with the little thing like that, so you can't actually move.
I think this is the story of AEW in this 1 week in a nutshell. Tony gets attacked. Whether you like it or not, it created buzz or intrigue on the show. Positive. There's another positive. Tony wearing the neck brace. The wrestling community can rejoice because kayfabe is still alive. Whatever that case. Another positive. Shad Khan, you can see his stupid accent and mustache. All these positives. And then you come back with the negative of with Pepsi, WWE is Harvey Weinstein. You could have just kept it simple. You could have just kept WWE out your mouth. You don't call yourself Pepsi. I don't care what brand you are. You are never fucking Pepsi. Pepsi is not okay. Okay, if you're in a restaurant and they ask you, if you ask for a Coke and they say, is Pepsi okay? You immediately tell them no, it is not. It is a different type of brand. Pepsi is not good. It's not Coke.
It's fine.
Okay?
It's
not Coke.
As long as it's
Coke
cold,
hits different. No, Coke hits different.
Cola is cola, Marcus. It's all sugar water. But let me tell you something about NXT.
Cola, you go Coke. I'm just saying.
Can I tell you about NXT? NXT women's division is extremely deep, and I will point out that they did so much this week to make
you don't
me
want
care
to cover
about
more of this TK neck break thing, or what's going to happen?
No, not really. No, I don't care. I don't care. You don't care enough.
You don't care about Ospreay
fight. Let me ask you a question. Who they gonna feud with outside of Tony, Marcus? They have nobody to feud with. Exactly.
We talking about the elite? The elite?
Yeah. Kenny's
coming back.
Yeah, but who he gonna be with?
Well, Kenny I don't know if Kenny can actually fight.
And Kenny can't cut Marcus, and also Kenny can't cut a promo. So what, we gonna team Kenny up with Swerve? I don't know where they're going.
Maybe the
with
Hangman.
No, because Kenny allegedly needs surgery for diverticulitis. So I don't know what state he's gonna be in on Wednesday next week.
Yeah, so I wanted to bring up potential people. Who are your potential people to team with Cody? Because I think Ospreay should be one. Although the people who ran out to save him, or the Cradle Tony is like, oh my dear coach,
Well, Marcus, I just want to point out here
was Dante Martin and Penta, and I'm like, I don't think I want any of those moves.
Read it, Marcus. You want somebody to agree? Go ahead, read it, Marcus.
Pepsi goes flat in 2 seconds.
2 seconds is a stretch.
In 2 seconds. If there's only Pepsi, I'm going with sweet. I'm assuming
that's sweet tea. I don't know what sweet tea is.
I'm assuming it's sweet tea. No, I corrected it for him. But I'm assuming it's sweet tea or a lemonade, and that's 100% right. You do not settle for Pepsi.
Okay,
it may be a new generation.
Okay,
about Tab.
You go Dr. Pepper if you think it's Tab. Okay,
and they got Dr. Pepper. They got Coke products, so you're gonna have Coke, so you don't run into that problem.
Shoot, see. I'll drink a Star before I drink a Pepsi.
No, if Eva would like to sponsor me, if Eva was to like to sponsor us, I'll take whatever pays the most taste better.
Right away, Manny, right away, you gonna hear this, you gonna see me with a blue podcast talking about this is the new generation.
No, Marcus, you just change it, make your sleeves blue.
Manny, I want to give you, Manny, I don't know if you're a whiskey drinker or not.
Yeah, I am.
Have you ever ordered a Pepsi and Coke? I mean, a Pepsi and a Jack and Pepsi. Have you ever ordered that?
No.
Immediately you go Jack and Coke, right? If you are,
yes, because it sounds better.
Yes. Yeah. So it's over. Marcus, it's over. Marcus, no one go. Let me get a Peppy. Let me get a Peppy.
Marcus, but normally when I turn to that, I don't even notice the difference of what I'm drinking at that point.
Hold on, let me piggyback on Manny. Because if they put enough Jack in there, it don't matter what the cola is. Because you should take more Jack than you do cola. It shouldn't matter.
If I ran a bar, we're using Shasta Cola, and I put Jack Daniels in there, and no one's gonna know the difference.
If I can sit there and I say, man, if I can take
the only way I'm going to a bar and I order that first is I'm sick and that's medicine.
Yeah, I'm like, the thing is, if you drinking your Jack and whatever cola you got, because people do say Jack and Cola, and you can say, damn, this is Pepsi.
Don't say Jack and Coke, they say Jack and Coke.
Jack and Coke. It's always straight up Jack and Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I drink, I just said old fashioned because I'm an old man. Give me that.
No, old fashioned is a real drink though. That's a man's drink.
Even when I drink rum, it's rum and Coke.
Yeah,
I think Coke has the market. Coke has the market.
They have the drink market, so that's why I'm like, Pepsi's not okay. But we'll find it hilarious if someone goes, let me get a Jack and Coke and a Coke on the side, and the guy has to explain to him, you ain't been drinking Coke.
So Marcus, where do you stand? Where do you stand with your Sprite, Sierra Mist, Starry conversation? Where you stand with that?
Well, you know what? I am not a fan of lemon lime soda that much, but I would choose a Squirt over either one of those.
That's a grapefruit. I can't drink Squirt.
That wasn't the question.
Anyway, I think you had questions, Marcus. I think you had questions.
Oh, it was. Who were we? What were we talking about? Was it Tony?
I want to talk about NXT.
All right, because we're done with Tony. Oh, I was gonna say, what you think of that Gauntlet Battle Royal?
I thought it was stupid.
I just want your opinion.
I'm so sick.
I'm sorry that happened.
I'm so sick of like gauntlets and battle royals for both companies. I'm just tired of it. Like,
it wasn't even a battle royal. Did you know the rules? When you saw Dante Martin get thrown over that top rope, you thought he was out, just like I did. Just like I did. I was like, oh, he done. Dante he let it on his feet. Oh, he back.
I'm just asking myself this question: why am I going to go through this damn gauntlet for the lower tier title when motherfuckers get put in the main title matches just so happen?
Yeah,
I mean, Cal Fletcher ain't won a match, but yet he got a title shot.
Right here, I have
ain't won a match, but he got a title shot.
I have the secret list of people who was involved in this gauntlet match that weren't able to get in because I think they went to the number 7 or 8. They did not get to all 21. So here are the people who you did get to see. Just to let you know, Gravity was not in this match.
Gravity was released.
he was lined up for the Battle Royal, Manny. He was lined up. Hold on. Gravity, Brian Cage. Commander got a second bid. I don't understand why. Because we want to see one more flip. Lord Manny Hayes apparently was in the queue. He was in the queue to come up next. He could have been our international champion. Mark Henry, the Big Show. Eric, I heard you were also in the queue.
I don't work for AEW. Everybody know I'm in the
No,
zone.
you were
That's
free.
why
It don't matter if you worked there or not. Yeah, it don't matter if you worked there or not. You could have been in the. Anybody could just show up. Brian Keefe just shows up every week. I don't know if he works there or not. The bounty hunter shows up there every week. Does he ever get a bounty? No.
Hey,
Does
am I supposed to
ever
care
find
about
Gravity? No.
Am I supposed to care about Chucky beating up Trent? Because I fucking hate Chucky. I was just
I
like,
don't understand. Why did that happen?
I was like, who needed the best friends to break up?
Who needed that to happen on the show to start the show? What made me go? AEW had a. I know you didn't watch Dynasty.
Mark,
the Dynasty was a badass show.
Let me just point out, Marcus, that shit started off before the fucking champion even had his title match. We got that bullshit.
I know.
No, I've been thinking to myself, like,
Dynasty was a badass show.
If I should go watch Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson, I hear that was a really good
match. Favor, and then you will enjoy it.
Yeah, just you would just appreciate it. Just appreciate it and be like,
oh,
I
can appreciate good wrestling. That's what happened with NXT. Like, the opening match with the triple threat match. I was like, that's the question I was going to have for you guys. What happens when people become stars that weren't planned to be stars? Like, I thought Tatum Paxley had a very good showing in that match, and I believe that.
But you say that. Who was it? Was it Meltzer? Like last week?
It is Meltzer.
Saying,
it is Meltzer. Exactly. Last week.
Last week, because Tatum wasn't really on my radar as being like having that much improvement. But he listed two people. He listed Trick and he listed her as not liking them at all.
Yeah, but see, I don't know if they can wrestle or not, but they have the it factor. Like in this match with Roxanne and Lyra, Tatum stood out to me the most. Like I was like, oh, look at her. Like, I guess she knows what her character is and stuff like that. And I thought Lyra also elevated for me because, I know she's the former champion, but I wasn't clicking with her. Like Roxanne still seems like she's out of place trying to be the bad girl, whatever. I thought I thought her victory led to making her more heelish because she literally stole that victory from Tatum, which is like, what was going for. But the women's division in NXT is so deep. And this is what I want to talk about because, Manny, I know you might be biased in this situation, but I had no desire to even care about this match between Natty and Lola Vice. But God damn it, they made me a believer. Manny, I heard how you said. Manny, I heard how you said she smelled good. I heard how you said it. I know.
She did. Mom, Eric, when you notice smells around wrestling fans and something comes by you and it's like, "Ooh, what's that smell? That smells fresh."
No, but Manny, Marcus,
she done followed you, Manny.
I would say this segment right here, because last time Lola Vice was relevant to me is when La Madrina called her out for just shaking her ass, and I was like, why am I excited for this Natty Lola Vice?
You know what?
NXT Underground match with Shayna?
Put in some work. Like Lola Vice has put in some work, and she's I'm not afraid if the main roster decided to draft a lot of their big name women on NXT. What's coming up? Like in the middle?
Oh,
I mean, they're going to be fine.
Guess who else had a good showing? Miss Parker. I was like, oh. I mean, she was fighting Phelan Henley, and Phelan is a pretty good in-ring hand. But I was like, oh, wow, Miss Parker. Only thing that's holding Miss Parker back is OTM.
That's exactly what I said.
But there's a new black team coming. There's a new OTM coming.
You saw the new black team? You saw the new black team? Ooh. They were talking about these teams, and I was running the high five. I was like, hell yeah, OTM's out. I was about to say, we got replacement.
It's like, I think they're called, it's either Tyson and Tariq, or it might be Tyson Tariq as one of their names. Okay. But that's the name that came up.
Oh, damn, I missed that bit. I missed that part. I'm about to go back and watch that. I didn't know.
They were just walking down the street and they tubes talking about how we go. They were a steroid up my crime time.
They were auditioning to be Shad. They were both auditioning to be Shad Gaspar.
NXT, the producers on NXT did such an amazing job making the match between Trick and Ilja feel like a big deal. All the former stars coming back, getting their insight and stuff like that. And then like Trick being on the phone with his mama and talking about whoop that Trick and then Johnny coming in. I was like, whatever. And then I thought the best thing, honestly, for me was Trick enters to the ring where he gets stopped by Brian and then he walks out and it's like, oh shit, like it felt like a moment, and it was a solid match. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the show. The only thing I didn't. It was two things I didn't care for the whole show: Blair Davenport and Sol Roca. I didn't care about that match. I just thought that like the whole vibe and the tone of the show that was too bright and punchy for what was going on. And then
it was like 2.0 happened again.
The Tony D match where he's fighting the catch crew, and the whole thing is that they beat him and they still like, I need my money, and I'm like, y'all beat him. It's no reason they gonna pay you now. Y'all should have let them win, and they could have went to the pay window and took their money.
This is my problem with people who ask for money and then they get their ass whooping and then they still asking for that money. You just whooped my ass. You just broke my arms. You didn't cut my fingers. Why the fuck should I pay? You may as well kill me because I ain't paying you shit after you cut my finger off.
You might as well kill me.
Yeah, you ain't never getting this money. Don't break my legs. You gonna break my leg? Fuck you. You ain't never getting this money.
They sold me on the match between Natty and Lola Vice. I'm excited for that one compared to everything else next week. I don't care. But like, I actually regret not watching NXT live because honestly, going into the match, I knew Trick won because I saw that. But if I was watching it live, I wouldn't really know what was going to happen because it was many times that I thought Ilja had the match won, especially when, he hit his finisher on multiple occasions. And then when he had fainted like he hurt his wrist, I was like, oh, where we going with this? It played no role into the match. Trick just won. It's like, oh, okay. But it was such a feel-good moment.
It was a feel-good moment. It was a feel-good show. It probably is my
more
show.
With Trick at the end of NXT than they did with Swerve.
Yes.
But I feel like watch this. Swerve's going to get a follow-up next week. He's probably going to either start NXT next week, spring break in, or at some point we're going to go to Swerve and get his reaction to all the happenings on the show and his feelings about being titled and his mama being in the hospital too. They added so much depth to this man character. They made the fact that they even, I don't know if it really happened, but the performance to the shook after he won and they said it shook also means a lot because it did look like it started shaking in there. Like that's how hype people were. And the fact that even on SmackDown, all those people were chanting "whoop that trick" when Mello came out, and he goes, "I already did." And I'm like, "Nah, man, he beat your ass."
Marcus, I have a question for Manny. Manny, you've been in the thirst trapping game for a long time. Right now, Jada Parker, she came in and she has put her offense on the same offense level as Naomi with using her butt as a weapon.
No, that's everybody.
How do you feel Gigi Dolan and Nikita Lyons are feeling this situation? Because I believe Jada Parker might be the best buns in the game.
Nikita Lyons is on the chopping block, and Gigi may be on it too.
Yeah, once I saw Nikita Lyons and Cora Jade posing with their braces on, I was like, that's it. This is a jump to shark. Y'all got to stop.
They ACL group.
It was like the ACL queens. I was like, huh, okay.
Hey, I'll tell you this is what I thought Kawhi and Paul George was doing last year, just fucking around and being hurt. This is AD and Kawhi all over again
Mark,
in 2002.
I ain't gonna lie. I wish I had some knee braces on AD and LeBron because everybody else ain't showing up. I don't know what happened, man. I guess everybody got their hands in their pockets.
This is like that.
Hey, at least the Dodgers are hitting. Go ahead, Shohei.
The Dodgers won 5 in a row. They're doing much better. They had a rough stint. Let's do this right now.
Lexus King was good this week. Lexus King was real good.
I know you already said.
I love the basket. The basket.
You ruined the moment.
Oh yeah. Rest in peace, my boy. Because Lexus King is the new Cameron Grimes. Exactly. That's what he is. That's why they let Kevin Grimes go.
He did say to the moon as well.
Yeah.
At one point on the show.
Did you watch Kevin Grimes' emotional interview?
I did not.
Video.
No. He's going back to TNA.
It's a goddamn tragedy. It actually breaks. Him telling this last story, he told his dad and all that, and he signed with the WWE and stuff like that. It's a damn tragedy, and you can tell he's broken up by it. And it gave me all the way back to Rockstar Spud. I can't remember what his Drake Maverick was his WWE name.
Drake Maverick should not. They should have never brought back Drake Maverick. They should have left him unemployed.
But he still works there to this day.
I tell you this right now. Cameron Grimes probably should have been released from WWE a lot sooner than he was. He had more success than I would give him credit for. But because I'm one of the few people that I thought he was a very good in-ring worker, and he really made other people look good. I just can't justify paying for where he was getting paid, and maybe he wanted more. I don't
think he wanted more, Eric. He was happy.
I don't think he
the
wanted
man
more.
just wanted to be in the WWE. He was happy.
Well, maybe he'll come back. Who knows?
As a producer, just saying, there's nothing for him to do.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I think if he goes away, does the work, and then if he impresses again, he'll be back.
I think he's going back to TNA. TNA could use somebody like him on their roster. I mean, he can go back to Trevor Lee.
I think the best thing for him to do is to go into TNA and feud with Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
Mustafa Ali. And I think that would be a great feud for the X Division title. And I do respect Mustafa Ali telling New Japan, no, I'm not into your tournament if I have to take a loss, because I have a winning streak going on right now, and that's my whole gimmick, and I am not ruining that to do some random tournament I'm not going to win.
Cameron, just listen to me. I don't care how much money Tony gives you. If Tony calls you, go back to TNA. Go to TNA. That'll be better for you. Don't be lost on dark, my friend. Don't be lost on dark.
Eric, I believe he was trained or coached by or mentored by your favorite wrestler of all time. You're your top 5, Matt Hardy. And I believe he would go to Matt Hardy for advice. And he would go back to TNA.
I'm still mad about that shit.
But I think that's the best for him, though. I think TNA is perfect for him.
I'm still mad about that shit, man.
You shouldn't be. Just get over it.
We went to the first TNA pay-per-view in Vegas. Great show. Dolph Ziggler shows up. Such a wonderful moment. Such a great moment. You know, Moose, the Visits title. This time we go again. Moose and Dolph Ziggler have a solid match. Next thing you know, here comes old ass Matt Hardy shows up. Just made me vomit in my mouth. Just made me vomit.
Are you more disappointed that Matt Hardy showed up? Sammy Callahan showed up. But I'm also happy for Mike Santana. I like that TNA's getting a sneaky good roster.
I like Mike Santana. He was a good one.
I like to get a sneaky good roster. Like, I'm okay with Mike Santana showing up. And Matt Hardy, whatever. He's more to bring interest to the brand. Sammy Callahan, I think that man's let himself go 100,000 years ago. But I think Mike Santana and Moose can have a really good feud, or whoever.
I was happy to see Mike. I thought he had a good energy. I was like, oh, that's a good thing. But Jimmy,
he's in great shape.
Yeah, Jimmy said slightly off topic, but he was on Cameo looking for a birthday present for his friend. Why is Nikita Lyons charging almost $200? MJF is charging $500. Most wrestlers charge $50 to $100. Well, MJF was a former champion, so I can understand his price tag. Nikita Lyons thinks she's bigger than what she is, and she's really
the WWE employed talent. You are looking about 150 and above.
Yeah,
that's just standard. Whereas anyone in the lower cards at AEW, like Marcus's birthday message.
Well, Kane says it's all Manny's fault because she was the thumbnail for the 250,000 subscribers on our network for so many times. You know,
I want to say this.
She ain't in the most viewed video. Our most viewed video is like Trick and Mello.
That Trick.
I want to say this. MJF is kind of cheap for his. I would charge 1,000. I think he's the biggest star at AEW. Without him, they have Flair.
$500 for about 1 minute. I mean, that's expensive.
Well, I mean, people will pay if you build it, Manny.
If you got money. So one last thing on NXT, and I know this is all me right here. There was one thing that happened on NXT that I'm very interested to see what comes out of it, because it was so useless, but it was so hilarious in the backstage. It's backstage where, you know, Nathan Frazier and Axiom are in the back there, and they all talk about how they're tired of all these old school tag team champions coming in and doing all that shit. And then the OC walks in, and then Ilja breaks the mirror, and they're like, "Oh shit, 7 years of bad luck." Marcus, I want to know how much more bad luck can this man have? How much more?
These guys are getting fired at the end of the draft, maybe at the end of the month. I am going to assume that we will not see Idris Adofe and Malik Blade in Las Vegas if we go to the Battleground. I'm just saying.
I don't know, Marcus. I mean, we see, Mark, you took a picture with that man. I can put it on the screen again to show how great he is.
Yeah, it's the kiss of death. Every time I take a picture with a black man, something bad happens to him. I took a picture with Idris Adofe. Him and Malik Blade ain't won a match since. Or came close,
Marcus,
or showed up on a takeover.
Mark, they didn't win a match because they was hanging out with that white girl, Marcus. We all know.
I took a picture with Dante Martin, Eric. Man broke his leg like the next day.
once again, Marcus, I can't. You know what? You did. You right, Marcus.
I took a picture with Kurt Angle, Eric. The man was riding around circles of Rocket Car in Starbucks parking lots and was completely on drugs. And he was on drugs when we took that picture.
Marcus, you state some valid points, Marcus, that you might be the kiss of death. Marcus.
I took a picture of Dixie Carter, Eric. She ended up going through a table and losing her company.
Damn, Marcus. Why are you this person? Why are you ruining people's lifestyles?
I don't know, man. That's why I don't like taking pictures, man. It hurts my feelings every single time.
It's all right though.
What else you got to talk about?
Are you watching Collision tonight? I don't know what's going on Collision tonight.
It's a Collision. It's a double Collision Rampage episode that I am intrigued on because is this going to be the follow-up to what happened on Dynamite with Tony, or are they just going to tease what's going to happen on Dynamite with Tony? Because Tony is still involved with the draft. The draft is all weekend, so
I know. I don't
know.
Jay White was in a very useless match on Dynamite just for no reason.
What did he do?
He just had a match that was so useless. It was like I forgot who he fought, but I was like, man, Jay White, you should have stayed.
No, they just had a promo. They had a promo in the back.
Oh, I don't know. I thought he fought.
Oh no, Max Caster has been suspended due to his promo allegedly on Dynasty, where he asked, the Bang Bang Syndicated, he's gonna make him tell him how his dick tastes, which he teased sexual assault of some kind. But he should be on Collision tonight. He's advertising for Collision.
That got him suspended? Okay.
Yeah, because he got some sexual assault. No, you don't talk about sexually assaulting somebody on TV. And then he said dick too, instead of like censoring himself. Oh. So, but I don't even know if he was really suspended now. He's supposed to be on Collision tonight.
Interesting. There's back again. He was here, and he's gone. I know how I feel, man. Damn delivery trucks come always when you don't want them to come. That's the worst part about it.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, you see the private chat?
I just saw it right now. I was I was more concerned. I
know you was worried, Marcus.
I was worried. I was
professional and I kept the conversation going, Marcus. So it was nothing like that. I would have ended the show if it was anything else, Marcus. I got some type of class sometimes.
I didn't know. I don't know.
Trash right now.
Well,
we should go into this game with no coach. Oh, don't throw it like that, Manny.
Intermission.
What was that?
Intermission, Manny was like this piece of shit.
This ain't the package I
ordered. I didn't need They told me this was bigger. They told me it was a little table, but I didn't mean it would be a little table. It's a little table. Oh,
San Diego.
I would like to take this time to talk about something that I think is really important to us, and that's WrestleMania in London, or WrestleMania for next year, and whether it's in Minnesota, Las Vegas, or Manny's hometown of London, England. I know the Undertaker stuff
happening in London. They need to stop.
I know, but I would like to start the fund right now, which I'm calling the Dax Harwood I love my family. I love pro wrestling. Charity of the Sharpshooters donation button. So if you go to the sharpshooters.com and hit the donate button and you give us $1. If each of us give us $1, it will be our bucket to be able to attend WrestleMania next year. And I'm not talking about not one, not two, but all three faces of us showing at
you can't say three faces, including Jamal.
I was gonna say, Marcus.
I was really saying, I'm just saying, all. We have 200 and something blah blah thousand subscribers. If one of you guys, or at least 10,000 of you guys, give us $1 each, $1 in the donate button, we will guarantee our spot at WrestleMania. Manny, we will be sitting up there.
Marcus, that won't, because if let's say they give $1 to 10,000 people, Marcus, after taxes taken, we won't have enough to even fly Manny over here. You know how much those, Manny's a diva. We have to give him the best.
To find there will be more money. We do still have our own money, folks. I mean, it's not like we're all poor here.
Go out there and call me a diva like that.
Well, Manny, we know you can't sit up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah. We also know
you already said it. You said I could never do what y'all do.
And we gotta.
So this is the graphic where I was actually going to put a donate button and everything. I didn't get around to doing it, do the work, and said, please donate to the show. My favorite is the cash with the gun on there, though. Because
my favorite is the elbow pads and the mustache. It's not even a knee brace on this one.
I don't understand why everybody's taking my blue angel Care Bear. This is me. I am him is I.
I'm sorry, Eric. You're the Dax Harwood. What does your Care Bear button say?
It says, I hate you.
No, it has to be some type of emoji. And I'm thinking cheeseburger. No.
Mine's the money
it looked like Marcus hurt. This picture I see, it looked like Marcus holding mini Dante Martin. Because he was holding
oh God. Yeah. Oh, members of the Dark Order. By the way, they're gone too. He's a part of that picture.
You did take a picture. You was around them. You was around them, Marcus. Mark, your streak is right. You get rid of people when you take a picture.
Don't take a picture with Marcus the Grand Finale. It's always bad. I'm glad me and Top Dollar didn't embrace. Because bad things can happen to him.
He fixed Rick Swan. He did not at all.
I mean,
not at all.
I fist bumped Ricochet, and he's now the WWE Speed Champion last week.
Manny, what does that mean? That just means he has job security. And you know who Ricochet's job security before that Speed title? His championship is really Samantha Irvin. That's his real championship.
You also point out that if you're Ricochet, you also point out that you was drafted before AJ Styles too. If you're Ricochet, I'll do all that.
Again, poor General Manny.
AJ Styles is like 2 years before deciding he needs to retire.
I don't know if I like his new theme music. It's okay, but it ain't the same. I prefer when he didn't want none. Damn, Manny brought out a lemon lime, a Sprite, just to.
Oh
man, I don't think I've ever seen you drink anything but. Wait, I never seen you drink anything but a Coke. Huh. Interesting.
Well, he drinks all Coke products
things on the show. I drink water. I drink blue things.
Not often.
He had an apple juice phase for a moment.
The apple juice was a big phase. That was
the start of the skinny phase.
That was almost a 365-day streak. Like it was
that was the start of the skinny phase.
Well, anyway, back to my plea. Donate to the show. $1 each. Jimmy, you're excluded from this. Maybe you can join us in WrestleMania.
Why Jimmy excluded? Because he donates more?
Yeah, he donated multiple dollars. He's done it 20 times over. I'm just saying.
He'd have paid for the streaming costs for StreamYard a lot more than everybody else.
Well, to be honest, we could probably get there if everybody donated $1/4 to the show. If everybody that subscribes to the show.
No,
maybe I said this in the beginning.
You owe Jimmy a shirt. You owe Jimmy a shirt.
I do.
Well, anyway, I think we kind of concluded this show. I think we talked about everything. I can't believe that I'm looking forward to Natty versus Lola Vice next week. That's what I'm looking forward to next week. After the draft, the underground.
Looking forward to anything underground.
I'm not. I hated the underground.
I love the underground. It reminds me.
It was so bad. No, Daily Place reminded me of COVID and set me back. Underground reminds me of COVID, and I'm gonna laugh because all I remember is Shane McMahon talking, yeah, get him, and strippers.
Yeah,
and Omos at the door.
Shantae just mentioned Shane on the underground. She was like, with Shane. I was like, oh man, everybody remember the underground. The underground was just a dark period of the COVID
was so
time.
bad.
It was.
I mean, that was when Riddick Moss had a future.
But Marcus, if you would go back to the tapes, you was a big supporter of the underground. You was a big supporter of the underground, Marcus.
I was waiting to see it work. I thought it could have worked if they just kept it simple and not did the stupid shit of having the strippers and Shane just yelling on the microphone.
The strippers after that one time they appeared.
Yeah, but Shane was still on the microphone yelling, yeah, it's over. He's dead.
Oh,
he's dead.
Before we go,
I do miss Swerve gambling on the underground too.
I'm pretty sure you guys discussed this throughout the week, but I didn't hear your takes. Do you agree with all the releases that WWE let go? Do you think it should be more, or do you think everyone that they let go made sense?
Everyone made sense, and of course there should be more. I got OTM, it's one of the many people, but it's a few people who could go. Just in general, who could they could use their entire roster, call up some people, and just let people go. I'm just saying.
But at the same time, I also learned that how WWE structures stuff. Like people we may not see on TV, they show up at live shows. Like when Manny posted his video, very well done video, by the way, Manny. I compliment you on that. And you find out that Xavier Woods is fighting people for a title in house shows. It's like, well, I guess he's getting some type of work. Like I think because there's such a global thing, like that's why like Titus O'Neil was going around being the WWE ambassador. Oh, you're having a WWE superstar visit your school. Oh, it's Titus O'Neil.
Kobe was at the draft.
Yeah.
That was cool. Kofi handed one of the NFL titles to one of the new draft picks.
He gave it to a New England Patriot. Go figure, because he's from that area, and something that Mercedes Moné didn't do. You would thought that Tony would have did that with one of his people.
I would have put my champion in the boardroom. If we're going full gimmick, Will Ospreay's in that room with me.
That's not your champion, though, Marcus.
That's not your champion.
Oh, who's my champion? Who's my champion again?
Swerve,
Marcus. House?
Didn't appear that way on the TV. I saw 9 different champions on that show, and Swerve barely was a blip on it. I got to see the Continental and the International. I got to see the IWGP. I got to see the TNT, TBS. Oh, I didn't see TNT. Sorry, Edge didn't work this Wednesday. TBS champion, women's champion.
If they put a champion on TV, I feel like the only champion that they would choose would be Jon Moxley. I think they would. I think that would be the one thing.
He may say fuck too much. Although I didn't understand how McAfee's show got away with so much cussing on national TV. They weren't just on YouTube. They were on ESPN too. They were on ESPN too.
I think they beep it.
I'm surprised Bill put up with it.
They didn't. I was watching them on ESPN too.
I was really surprised when Bill put up with most of that nonsense from McAfee.
Bill seemed like a good hang though. He just dealt with it. He was just like,
who was Bill?
Belichick.
Oh, he was on that show?
It was Bill Belichick, Pat McAfee, and all his goons.
And the other goon, the one that sounded funny.
Yeah. But, yeah, I just lumped everybody in Pat McAfee goons because I don't know any of their names. But they were just out there just all saying shit and fuck, and I was like, oh, we're just doing this on ESPN. And Belichick trying to be professional, cordial, but he would break and start laughing at random moments. He really cracked up doing the Tony Khan shit.
Times are changing. Times are changing, though. But you're right. You can't move your head like that, Tony. But you know what, Tony? You get an A for effort, but you can't be moving around drinking coffee like that. He could. He has never had a neck injury. And I really want to go buy me a neck brace. I wanted to go buy me a neck brace, but because I'm fat right now, I'm bad, Eric. I figured that the neck brace wouldn't work because I don't have much of a neck right now. But I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to get it back.
I just feel the kayfabe thing. Yes, it's acceptable, but why aren't the Young Bucks and Okada fired right away? That should just be my first order of business. It's not this draft. It's to get these motherfuckers out of here. And I wouldn't be able to fire them. My dad probably would have fired them. Shad Conner would get these motherfuckers out of here. And then he'll look at the ratings this week and be like, get these motherfuckers.
Well, when Tony was talking about, comparing him to WWE, he should have pointed out, like, to keep kayfabe alive, I would have terminated him for the heinous attack on me, but because of them being executives in the company, they have it in their contract that I'm not allowed to terminate them without like a vote. Like make it a storyline purpose that you can't get rid of these people for attacking you.
I mean, I would have shot a further angle. I would have had Kenny and the Bucks take him out again during the draft.
I
am not Roddy with neck strong. I'm not that person.
I just had a bodyguard. Maybe Brody King would just be standing back there with his underwear.
Talking to Roger Strong about how to handle a neck brace since he had that neck brace on for so long. Roddy gave him good tips.
Can I also argue when Takeshita walked out to that stage and stared down
Moxley? He didn't look cool in his hammer pants.
He looked so cool. He looked cool in hammer pants.
No, and that's what I'm like. Cool in his hammer pants.
He looks like the guy. He looks like a guy, Manny. He looks like a star when he was just out there. I'm just saying, he looked like a star. I don't care. I think he pulled those hammer pants off.
It's hammer time. Every time you see me, the hammer is. Oh, I was fat in this picture.
There hasn't been hammer time since the 80s. Let's leave it in the 80s.
Manny, stop! Manny, stop!
Hammer time.
Hammer time. Touch this.
No, Marcus. Why did you take it up to Daniel Garcia? I guess congratulations to Ruby Soho and Cool
Is
hand.
that real?
Yeah,
Ruby
they're really a couple, and she's
They
really
really
pregnant.
doing it? I thought this was a long storyline.
Marcus, why are you trying to get us
on.
canceled? You cannot do that on YouTube.
I can do that.
Like,
That
you
could mean
can't.
anything. That could mean anything. I'm just saying.
Anyway,
so is that legit?
There's a tag team in Pro Wrestling Eve with it's Emerson Jane, who's previously been in TNA with Kanji, and their tag team name is the Top Shagger and her Donnie. They go round like this to the crowd, and then they come. So the crowd hold their hand out there, and they come around and go.
wow.
I was shocked.
Wow.
That's shocking,
You know,
and I think that might be better than scissoring me, Daddy.
We also point out that Ryan was so disappointed that MK Ultra did not make the show.
They did. Well, one of them did. Remember, we went to concessions because we had no time for. I forgot what it was. We walked out, and we went to concessions because we all felt tired after the women's match with the Decay and whoever.
Oh, okay.
And the Spitfires?
One thing I left out from my video was the fact that the moment you signed into that VIP experience, you were trapped. You couldn't go
can't
anywhere.
leave, huh?
So I was like, I need food. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since like midday. I didn't eat till the show finished.
Man, it would have been nice if they would have had like little cucumber sandwiches for you guys. Just try to feed
That's a
cucumber
cutlery
sandwiches.
board.
Like try to feed cucumber sandwiches to wrestling fans probably wouldn't go over at all to people. What the fuck is
this? Guy
this?
wearing Tyson Fury leisure wear next to me, and I was furious.
Well, that's what Marcus wore to Vegas.
No,
They
it
wear
was
leisure
Gypsy
wear.
King wear, and
Oh.
I was just like, I am not about this life.
Does Marcus tell you what he wore to Vegas on the first day? His Tyson Fury short suit?
No, it was Versace, okay? It was Versace.
Wait,
that
was a cool look. What are we talking about? That was a cool look when he had that.
No, this is a different outfit. You guys got two different outfits in mind. Two different outfits.
The one with the shorts. Yeah, the
Eric
thing that
just
looked like a Versace like short and shirt wear.
Oh, yeah. You saw that, then. I don't know if you saw that. You posted pictures of that?
No,
you posted it.
I didn't post anything.
No, Eric must have put it on the show once.
I haven't posted anything. I mean,
nothing recent. Nothing recent.
I have realized that Marcus
last year where you had your ashy knees and elbows.
I realized.
Oh,
I realized this was a repeat outfit when I was going through adding pictures to my digital frame. I was like, oh, he has worn this outfit before, but
she brought me no food, Kane. She just brought a breath of fresh air. Those people stank.
In the race. Well, anyway, because people stank, and me being one of them. Yeah.
I will make sure I send you a purple and gold boob in the mail.
A what?
So you can join in on the sweep of the Lakers tonight.
Oh. Okay. Whatever.
Donate to the show. Send us to WrestleMania. He loves his family and we love pro wrestling.
Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this show. I'm Eric.
I'm Lord Manny Hayes.
And I'm the MFT, Marcus the Grand Finale.
And remember, we love pro wrestling. Pro wrestling loves us. Marcus, put the flyer up. Send us to WrestleMania as we go out. Put it up, Marcus.
I don't have that graphic. Manny has it set up and ready to queue up.
Oh,
Manny has to grab it. I sent him originally.
This is your production.
I didn't
you
finish.
should be able to end shows and put overlays up.
Yeah, I wasn't finished with it. I wasn't ready for a debut. I was going to debut on the Manny and Marcus
But I'll
show.
go with the super busy ending.
Oh.
Anyway, stay sharp. We love you. We love pro
He
wrestling.
made it.
We love everybody.
Can I pause something about the draft real quick? I would like to add one more thing to the draft.
What?
We need to have the random white girl next to the black athlete celebrating with them and thinking they got something.
Hey, I realize that's
we should have that at NXT on all of them.
3 black people in that picture. Mm-hmm.
That is. And Jackie Redmond.
Actually, it's 4. No, because that's Tank. That's Tank's thing. He should have been fired.
Well, if I'm correct, that's Nikita Lyons in the background of that green dress. That is her with all her titties out.
I believe that is. And that might be Cora Jade next to her with the tattoos. No, I think that is Cora Jade.
Yeah, that's Cora behind her.
Jade.
That's Cora Jade behind her. Yeah, or next to her.
Damn, we're awful. Anyway, Till next time. Oh, watch alone next week. Stay sharp. We out.
We're friends. Wee wee.